How's it going, guys? Skoks here. Chicago Blackhawks Central. I'm going to wrap up this Rockford Icehogs game. Game one of the Calder playoffs against the Grand Rapids Griffins. So we're going to take a look at the playoffs this year. Obviously, the Hawks season is over, and we have some Hawks news um, for tonight, really quick. But I do want to wrap up the game one of Ice Hogs and Griffins. Final score 3-2. So I will get into that. Yeah, so final score 3-2 for the Rockford Ice Hogs and Grand Rapids Griffins. The momentum was up and down. Hogs had some good spurts. Lucas Reichel played very well. Thought he looked awesome with the puck. Looks very, very confident out there. Um, Great game from Jackson Stauber as well. He's been playing good the whole season, basically. Very good season from Stauber and decent season from Comesso as well. I believe he will be in net for game two. So definitely check that out on, I believe, Wednesday is game two in Grand Rapids. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on there. Let's take a look at the shots on goal. Total shots on goal 37 from the Griffins. So similar to the Hawks, we give up a whole lot of shots on net and didn't really affect the score ultimately, right? Final score 3-2 and lost in overtime, but doesn't seem like uh, it was very, very troublesome for the Ice Hogs tonight. But game did get to OT with a score of 2-2, right? Scored a little bit into that overtime period, but 22 shots on net for the Rockford Ice Hogs. Similar to the Hawks as well, just not a whole lot of shots on net. Don't know the reason why, but it seems like their play style is very, very, very similar to the Hawks, and they do run the same systems as the Hawks with Coach Luke and staff, right? The systems that they have going for the big team. Anders Sorensen, the head coach for the Rockford Ice Hogs, is also running the same system. So we will see how that works out for game two. Like I said earlier, decent flashes from the team tonight with momentum up and down, but hopefully we can perform a little better for game two because it would be nice to get a win here and continue on, right? Make it a good series for the Ice Hogs and the Hawks prospects. Let's check out scoring here. Michael Tepley, he gets on the board about 4.5 minutes into that first period there. Assisted by Austin Strand and Lucas Reichel. Awesome, awesome pass from behind the net. Sort of drops it back, flips it right in front of the net to Michael Tepley. He seems like he's been heating up recently, right? For the Ice Hogs to end the season, a few goals here and there. And he's been scoring goals for 2 to 3 years now with the Ice Hogs. Slowed down a little bit. I believe it was last year, but this year it seems like he picked it up a little now. So good on Tepley for that goal. Makes the game 1-zip. Going in the second period here, Zach Sanford, he gets on the board. Hawks legend, right? We pick him up from waivers and sent him down there for the AHL playoffs. Philip Roos, he gets the secondary assist. Not much of a very bright future with him with the Hawks right now, right? Just because of the depth of defensemen. Mike Hardman, good AHL player there for the Ice Hogs. He gets the primary assist to that Sanford goal. Nice shot by Sanford. Makes game 2-zip. Unfortunately, going into the third period here, Dominic Shine, he gets on the board there about 3 minutes into that third period. from Simone Edvinson, pretty uh, highly touted prospect for the Detroit Red Wings, right? Defenseman there, cool prospect, but he gets the assist on that goal. Uh, Amadeus Lombardi, he scores 15 minutes into that third period, only 5 minutes left, so he ties up the game 2-2. Going into that overtime period, that hit on Brett Sini was just crazy, right? Dirty hit from behind. Forgot who hit him. Believe his name was, let's see here, Berggren. Bergeron, I believe that was him, or it might have been someone else. If anyone has the name of the hit on Bretzini. Do you think Jackson Stauber will make a push for the Blackhawks go up chart next season? I definitely think it's possible next season. Whether it's Peter Mrazek and Jackson Stauber. I believe Jackson Stauber just turned 25 or 26. I believe he's 25 years old, but uh, if he, finishes off these playoffs strong, if we move on to that second round, right, for the Icehogs, I would definitely like to see him get a chance with the Hawks, so we don't have to bring in a veteran goalie, right? We can ride with the younger guy. Yeah, so he's 25 now. And I think that's a decent age for someone that wasn't drafted by the Hawks, right? So there's not a huge investment in him as in draft capitals. Very, very similar to Arvid Soderblom, right? Like I said before, I don't get too crazy about that goalie situation with Soderblom because he simply wasn't drafted. We signed those guys. Soderblom from overseas, right? From Sweden, and Jackson Stauber from college, right? I believe it was Providence College. Jackson Stauber, and not very well known, right? But he has definitely shown that he can perform right at the AHL level, and whether it was luck, right? Uh, with the Hawks last year, he got 4 or 5 wins in that tanking season. Just crazy to see those wins get on the board uh, last year, right? And he played well. Thought he was decent in net, so he's proved this year that he can really carry that AHL team, right? He's played very, very well. So would love to see him get a shot with the Hawks next year in training camp or this summer, right? And he probably will get a decent look to make the team here and help out in a tandem with Peter Mrazek. And we'll see how the Icehogs work on their goaltending situation with Drew Comesso. So we will take a look at that when the time comes, right, for Jackson Stauber. Let's take a look. Yeah, so going back to overtime, just a dirty hit on Bretzini from behind, and the Griffins take advantage of the little scuffle. Philip Roos, I believe, came up to the player to, get in his face a bit after that dirty hit. Should have been a penalty, boarding from behind, right? Don't want to see that to any player, right? And unfortunately, the puck ended up in the back of our net. Weird shot, right? Past Stauber. Seemed like it went through his legs or just crept in right by the post and his right pad. Bit of a weird shot, but Wyatt Kaiser was the D man, reeling back in the D zone, right, for that offensive rush from the player there. Yeah, so it was Berggren who scored that goal. Wyatt Kaiser maybe could have played a little more aggressive on that. I believe he was just trying to, stick check him, get the puck off his stick, but would love to get the body on him there, just separate him from the puck, right? Uh, just get it off of him, and unfortunately, he did get a decent shot off, and yeah, right past Jackson Stauber there. So too bad for us tonight. Dirty hit should have been called, and who knows? Maybe we score in that OT and get the win there for the Icehogs, but that's not how it went tonight. Very unfortunate for them. But let's look to get a win on Wednesday, right, in Grand Rapids. That pretty much wraps up Ice Hogs and Griffins. Now, just want to take a look at the Hawks news from this week. Uh, let's take a look here. The first little tidbit from earlier on, Alex Vlasic, right? I think we all heard about the news this week. Awesome extension. We were all talking about what he was going to get paid, right? His average AAV, right, and his contract term. I think we were talking about 6 to 8 years, right? And I think 6 years was the most realistic term. So we did get that deal done. 6 year contract with Alex Vlasic. That's awesome to see. 4.6 million per year AAV, right? Cap hit. Awesome to see that. That's better than I think we all thought, right? I think we were thinking like 6 mil or five um, AAV, and I think we were going back and forth on it, just talking about numbers, but he has just shown a lot on the defensive side of his game, right? His skating has been awesome. His um, puck handling, right? His stick handling, just moving the puck up the ice, playing with Seth Jones. I think they play very well together, but his numbers, not all there. Goals and assists. It's not going to blow you away, right? But he is a very impressive player for this stage, right? He's only, 21, 22 now? I believe he's still 21. Alex Vlasic, or maybe just turned 22. Don't remember. I will check back on that. But yeah, awesome to see Vlasic. 6 years. He's sticking around for a very very long time, and that's our window, right? That's our window to really get these deals done and play some competitive hockey here. Let's check up on any more news. I know there's some big news here. Yeah, the draft lottery for this year will be held on Tuesday, May 7th. So that's about what now? Not very far away. Today is the 27th, April 27th. Yeah, so not far away at all. The time has not been announced according to Charlie Romeliotis here, but May 7th, draft lottery. Hawks have second best odds to land number one. Most likely won't, right? Just looking at the numbers, but who knows? You never know. If we do, then I think we're all just going to have a heart attack. It's going to be unbelievable. Wouldn't know what to say. I would not know what to say if we win that draft lottery 2 years in a row, with a generational prospect, right? With Bedard, and it seems like he will be a generational player for the Hawks as well. Like we all expected, right? He has met expectations. Yeah, so 13.5% for number one, but we cannot fall further past fourth overall in the lottery. So that's awesome news to see. And we will be getting a great player in that top four. So we'll see how that goes. Gavin Hayes, he has joined the Icehogs from the OHL after their season ended in the playoffs there. So he has joined them, just training on ice and practice and stuff like that. Not sure if he'll get any game action. I mean, what would it be cool? Yeah, to see Gavin Hayes in there. Nick Lardis played their last regular season game, I believe, but he was not in the lineup tonight for the Icehogs, so we'll see how that works. Whether it's a condition with the AHL and that type of contract right now, but I'm not sure how that goes. Um, yeah, but awesome to see that for Vlasic and Icehogs. Let's get a win here on Wednesday. I think that will be really really good to see for the Hawks prospects. Yeah, so saying Hawks lowest draft spot would be number 4. Yes, that is true. Since we are the second highest odds, right, to win the lottery, the second worst um, record, right? The Hawks, we cannot fall past the, let's see here, yeah, 4th overall pick. So whoever it is, we will cover more draft stuff very very soon, right? Um, you know, Celebrini, he's obviously uh, the consensus number 1 overall pick right now, and I think has been for a little while, right? Since last year, and he will be a very 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 good player. So we'll see what happens with that. And 2 through 4, I believe we've talked a lot about that as well. Either Demidov, Levshinov, Lindstrom. I know Max also talked about Sam Dickinson, a very, very impressive D man as well, left-handed, 6'3". I like that. That's pretty cool. I am a big fan of Caden Lindstrom, and we will get back into that draft talk a little down the road here, very, very soon, right? Because it is coming up, but we will see how that goes May 7th, and we will talk about that a little before uh, draft lottery day as well. Just a lot to get to with draft stuff, right? This is the lottery season, draft season for the Hawks. It's going to be good. E- Everyone just hope for the best, and let's see where we end up with that, right? Let's see here. Fair enough. Sharks get number 1 pick. I'm going to be mad. I just hope they superstar to pair with Bedard. Yeah. If the Sharks end up with Celebrini, right, because they are that bottom spot, right, they do have the best odds to get number 1. If they get Celebrini, I really don't see anything happening with that. I mean, he's going to be awesome for them, right? With Will Smith, they drafted last year, right? Um, they're going to be great players, but do I see the Sharks like being competitive down the road, or like a powerhouse team? Not really, because they don't really handle their situation well. Similar to the Columbus Blue Jackets, loaded up this year. They drafted very, very well, but they're a disaster, right? Of a franchise. They can't get it right. So I'm really not too worried about the Ducks, the Sharks, the Blue Jackets. They just don't know what they're doing, and the Hawks do know what they're doing as of right now, right? GMKD is sailing this ship pretty smooth with prospects, just roster building, contracts, everything. Love how it's going, and this off season is going to be very very interesting, and we will get into more of the draft stuff and free agency very very soon. But I will see you in a few days for some more updates, and check out the next Rockford Icehogs game. So we will be back then, and let's go Hawks. Let's go Hogs also.